Consider the Salvager class recycled. Wait, no, don't run with that! Hello everyone, and welcome back down here to The Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. And today we are bringing you another episode in Fixing D20 Modern, going over the fixes for the Salvager Advanced Class. Now, before we dive right on into everything here, if you're new here to the channel, go on down there and hit the subscribe button and become a regular member. Or, if you are a regular member, a regular viewer, hit the share button and like the video, help it spread far and wide and improve our setting in the algorithm. Now, with all of that said and done out of the way, let's go ahead and get right on into these fixes. So, for the requirements, Disable Device, Repair, and Perception are all at 6 ranks, and that's really the only change, is that Search is Perception. The feat, the Expert Scrounger, that's all been left in place. This all makes sense, and that's a relatively minor change as far as requirements go. Hit dice, action points, those are all still the same. Same with skill points coming in at 7 plus your intelligence modifier. Your class skills are largely all the same too, other than Spot and Search have been condensed down into the Perception skill. Base attack bonus and fortitude save, those all remain unchanged. Reflex save, though, is where we see our first difference. Reflex starts off at a +1 and ends at a +5 by the time you hit level 10. And it makes sense. If you're a salvager in some post-apocalyptic setting or somebody who's used to going through dangerous areas, you probably know to keep on your toes and how to be light on your feet if something goes wrong. Will saves are still the same, starting off at a +2, ending with a +7. The same with defense bonus from the best that I can remember. Your reputation bonus, though, I did improve, starting off at a +1 and ending with the +4. It makes sense for somebody with such a wide degree of technical skills and ability, the necessary knowledge set required to be able to take different disparate pieces and to make something useful out of it. That's probably worth just a small amount of renown, if nothing else. But, as I always say, every class lives and dies on its class abilities, and there have been significant changes to the Salvager here so far. Now, to begin with, at level 1, instead of Bargainer, we now have Wrecker. The Salvager gains Improved Sunder as a bonus feat, even if they normally don't qualify for it. And when sundering, the Salvager can still find working components from the remains afterwards, and may use sundering against any machines, such as vehicles, robots, etc. It's not just pieces of equipment that the target may be carrying. And this is because Salvagers, they work with these bits of equipment, so they know how to break it apart real easy. Also, coming in at level 1, we have MacGyver, starting off at level 1, and it improves at level 4, 7, and 10. A Salvager gets a +1 competence bonus on repair checks, increasing at 4th, 7th, and 10th level, and may make repairs and craft checks at no penalty with improvised tools. Again, given the post-apocalyptic setting, or if they're just in a spot where extreme deprivation and lack of equipment is a central theme or component of their livelihoods, it makes sense that they understand how to just make things work and keep functioning even when they're not working with the best of tools or relatively few. Then for level 2, we have Salvage. The Salvager adds 1/2 their class level to all craft, knowledge, perception, and repair checks when scavenging. And the reason for this is that, well, if you're going to be salvaging something, it helps to know at least something about what you're salvaging. And the craft skills, you may be required to get something at least semi-functional to make it open just enough to get at those more valuable internal components. And then perception and repair, well, that's just good sense. You need to be able to spot the things that you're looking for, and repair is the base skill for doing all the scavenging to begin with. So these are the changes for these first few initial abilities. Going on from there, we have Mishap Sense. This stays the same. It kicks in at level 2, improving at level 5 and 8. The biggest difference and change here is that Mishap Sense now works and stacks with trap sense. Trap sense doesn't just stack with mishap sense. Now your mishap sense is able to go towards your reflex saves towards avoiding traps, because as we established earlier, a salvager going through a dangerous crumbling building where the floor may collapse under them or debris come crashing from skywards, it makes sense that they know how to stay light on their feet and get out of the way. Your bonus feat list is essentially the same, kicking in at level 3, 6, and 9. You have Alertness, Archaic Weapon Proficiency, Builder, Endurance, Exotic Weapon Proficiency. You also have Fight with Anything, Gearhead, Great Fortitude, Lightning Reflexes, Low Profile, Meticulous, Personal Firearms Proficiency, Renown, Shrewd Bargainer, Thrifty Mechanic, and Surface Vehicle Operation. This is still a pretty diverse list and allows you to get different kinds of salvagers that are able to perform in different roles, especially if they have any kind of other classes under their belt besides just Smart Hero. And then at level 7 we have Treasure from Trash. The salvager may spend an action point when making a perception check to scavenge for materials and gear. On a successful check, they find double the materials or another useful item in addition to what they normally find. So if you're whatever chart you may be rolling from, whether it's the base one from D20 Apocalypse or your own custom material, whatever the material results are, component results are, they find double that. Or if they come up on an item that they find, a specified item, they're able to find something else along with it. But it should be, as always, appropriate with the location that they're scavenging. And then for the level 10 capstone ability, we have Master Salvager, and this is more of a saving grace kind of capstone. The salvager's skills are refined to the point that they're able to find hidden gear in pristine condition as appropriate to the location they are in. At an emptied armory, they may find the one locker with the last remaining firearm with ammunition to go with it. In a crumbling hospital, they are able to locate the last sealed bag of equipment for safe blood transfusions or a surgical kit. They may do this even if a location has been picked clean. So, if normally the chart and rules would say, okay, there's almost absolutely nothing here, very little of any value, this skill can kick in and at least let the party come away with something, at least one item, which in a post-apocalyptic setting where you may be going through locations that are picked clean by other scavengers, being able to locate just at least one thing in such a deprivation-focused setting can mean the difference between the party dying and being wiped out and finding some measure of salvation. It's not a guarantee, but it's at least something. And I do believe here that with all these fixes, the Salvager class is that much better. It's at least acceptable to play, if not effective at what it's meant to do. But what do you think? Go on down in the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Have I completely missed the mark? Have I made something acceptable? Or does this just tickle your fancy and fit much better with your ideas of what a salvager should be? And also, hit the like or dislike button, and if you haven't done so already, if you're a newcomer here to the Gamers Den, go on down there and hit the subscribe button and become a regular member. Join the rest of your friends, alumni, and other members here at the Gamers Den. But with all that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your Master of Lore and Storyteller Extraordinaire. Thank you all so much for your time, and you all have yourselves a good night.